James Harden is yet to show up for the Houston Rockets and their training camp. Okay, look, let's put it like this. Preseason starts Friday. Like literally, I get back to work covering the NBA, highlight to highlight, Friday. James Harden is yet to join the Houston Rockets team. They have a new head coach in Steven Silas, who, by the way, he's admitted that, it is a concern that James Harden is not here yet. They have a new starting point guard. I guess technically John Wall is the point guard, even though we know James Harden likes to control the ball. We'll see how that goes. You have an entire new starting point guard in John Wall. You have pretty much an entire new lineup. There's been so much in and out with that team. I don't know who they're going to start at the three. Maybe P.J. Tucker's the three, back to the three now, because you do have bigs. You went out and got Christian Wood from Detroit. He's good. He's good. He can do – so him and James Harden can do some things. James likes that, going up top with a Clint Capella type big, and that's what Christian Wood is. Maybe a little more talented than Clint as well. So you got him to incorporate. You got DeMarcus Cousins, who's looking to make that team and be the starting big at some point. So there's a lot of moving pieces in Houston, not to mention the Rockets got their asses handed to them in 5 games by the Lakers. You think Harden to be ready to get back at it, but he ain't there yet. Now, a lot of people are being hard on James today. I'm going to take the opposite approach right here. James, I cover music. James has been with Lil Baby since like last week. They've been in Atlanta together. They've been to, I think, Vegas together. James Harden has been celebrating rapper Lil Baby's birthday. All right, like that's where he been at. Having the time of his life, celebrating. Him and Lil Baby are incredibly close. James Harden bought Lil Baby a Prada bag because he's proud of him. I don't even want to get into that. But that's what happened. James Harden is partying. He's still in clubs. Obviously, once you get away from the clubs and the social scene, there's a mandate quarantine that you have to go on. So not only is James still not with Houston, to the best of my knowledge, he ain't even started his quarantine yet to get to the Rockets organization. Okay, all right, maybe going on a couple days extra. And the fact that James is with a guy as high profile as Lil Baby is, I mean, you're going to be seen. You're going to be, you're 6'6". People going to see you. So I'm looking at it like, all right, James, that's interesting. What you're doing, how you're going about your off season. I get it. Yeah, you love partying. And some of the clubs are opening back up in Atlanta. Or maybe ain't never been closed. And your guy's birthday was that weekend, so you want to celebrate that. I'm going to say to James, look, let him get all that out. Because obviously once the season starts, technically there's a ban from Adam Silver in the NBA on going to clubs, gatherings, bars, and all that stuff for all the NBA players. Now, we'll see how that goes. I think that one's going to be something. NBA athletes need their bars. They need their clubs. For a lot of these guys, strippers is a relief. Women are a relief. And where do you find women like that? A lot of times you see them at the clubs. All right, so I will see how that goes. I don't know if that's going to go too well. Like, what do you do if the Rockets are playing in Atlanta and James goes to the club in the middle of the season? Are you really going to keep a guy like James Harden out of the lineup for a week or two? Are you going to fine him? He's rich. He's stinking rich. You going to fine the Rockets? He don't want to be there. He want to be in Brooklyn. He don't care. So, like, what does it even matter? Like, so this will be interesting to see. But, if Harden needs to get all this clubbing out, if let's just say he planned to celebrate Lil Baby, that's his closest friend. Let's just say he planned to celebrate his birthday all the time, and he felt like the NBA jumping back into the swing of things interrupted his plan, even though he's the star and supposed to be the leader of a basketball team. Let's just say he didn't like that. If he needed to get this last week of clubbing out to go and be the most focused version of himself for the season, okay, I'm fine with that. If he misses a couple preseason games, who cares? I don't even believe the Miami Heat or the Lakers are even going to play Jimmy Butler, Bam, or LeBron or AD. I don't even think we're going to see them in the preseason. I think the first time we see LeBron James is going to be on Christmas or 2 days before Christmas. That's what I believe. I don't mind James Harden missing some preseason games. I don't even care. That thing's going to be unwatchable anyway. Only me's got to cover it. You ain't going to be watching it. So, it is what it is. But I hope he gets his act together by the end of this week to give him time to quarantine. Hopefully he's been playing basketball. I'm assuming he has been. I hope he doesn't treat the Rockets bad. Like, now John Wall say James is going to be there when he gets there. Like, he's going to be 100% committed. We'll see. We'll see. I think this all speaks to something that I've always known about James Harden. Incredible basketball player. I'll give James Harden credit for putting the work in every summer. Every offseason, he puts the work in. He's gotten better. He asks refs about rules. He goes to camps. He's learning the game every day. He's like a guy who's never comfortable in his spot. Always looking to get better at isolation basketball. I'm serious. Say what you want about James Harden. He is an incredible all-time individual talent. And we start talking about team basketball, and that incorporates being a leader. I don't think he got it. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think James Harden can be the leader on your basketball team that's trying to win a championship. And looking up and down that roster right now, James Harden is still the leader of that basketball team. Until James Harden is not the leader of your team, you're not going to win. When did James Harden have the most success in Houston? It was when Chris Paul was there, and they were 3 games. It was 3-2 between them and the Warriors. They had that Warriors team beat. I will say that to my grave, but Chris Paul popped his hammy. Like, that is the reality of the situation. It happened. They lost 2 games straight. They fell apart with James Harden being the leader and losing Chris Paul's talent. If James Harden is expected to be your leader, I mean, he doesn't want to be that. If you're trying to win a championship, and I know he doesn't love his situation in Houston right now, and he's posting grills on Instant Snap, your leader ain't at the strip club. Your leader ain't at the club a few days before preseason, right? Your leader is there looking to see what he's got on that bench. That's of a leader. I'm not saying your best player can't be at the strip club. I'm saying a leader. There is a difference. Now, a lot of times your best player is your leader, and that's great when that works out. But James is your best player. He is your leader, but should not be your leader. There is a difference, and that's why that Rockets team continues to underachieve year after year. And you're just going to throw another all-star point guard around James Harden, and we'll see what happens. That's exactly what you're doing. You didn't found another all-star, throw at James Harden. Every year now he gets a new all-star point guard, and we see how long this thing's going to work. We see how long this thing's going to last. This year it's John Wall. We'll see how long this thing lasts. You're running out of all-star point guards, by the way. You're running out of them. So, I mean, James didn't play with 3 in 3 years. So, we'll see how this one goes.